Hi, hello, good afternoon, dear students. This is my lecture number 8 on solutions. In this solution chapter, I will continue discussing colligative properties. And in this lecture, I will start with the determination of experimental determination of relative lowering of vapor pressure using Ostwald-Walker process method. And from that, how can we find the molar mass of the solute? Unknown non-volatile solute also will learn in this concept, and will be continued. We are continuing this. We will continue this lecture with the next colligative properties of elevation of boiling point and depression of freezing point. Okay, let us start the class. The topic is experimental determination of RLVP. Experimental determination of RLVP means relative lowering of vapor pressure, or you can say delta P by P, or you can also call this is P naught minus P by P naught. Okay, let us see that the experimental determination of RLVP. This experiment we will call it as Ostwald-Walker method. This method we will call it as Ostwald-Walker method. Okay. So in this method, what we will do is a stream of dry air is bubbled successively through solution and a solvent and a reagent. Okay. For that purpose, we will take some pictorial representation diagrams here. That is, for example, we have a inlet is there. That inlet is connected to a bulb containing solution. There are two bulbs are there. The two bulbs which are connected with each other by glass tubes, U-shaped glass tubes like this. And from this direction we are sending dry air into it. We are sending dry air into it. So in these bulbs we have a solution is there. So these two bulbs are taken solution in these bulbs. And these bulbs in turn connected to solvent bulbs. That means another two bulbs are there. The other two bulbs we have solvent is there, water. Okay, so here we have solvent is there. So here in this we have solvent, and this bulb, whatever this U-shaped bulb is there, that is in turn connected with a U-shaped glass tube containing a dehydrating agent. Particularly, you can consider this calcium chloride, anhydrous calcium chloride in this one. So here, this taken anhydrous calcium chloride. So you can also call this is dehydrating agent. Actually, in the first two bulbs we have vapor pressure is there. That create the vapor pressure, you can call it as PS or P. And the next two bulbs we have solvent is there. There vapor pressure is created is P naught. You can consider. So first two bulbs we can consider P. Next two bulbs we can consider P naught. And finally, what happens once we pass this dry air into these bulbs? Usually vapor pressure will be developed. That means vapor will start forming, and the first three bulbs first two bulbs actually contain weighed amount of solution here. Actually, solution weighed amount is there. Under the examination, the next two bulbs contains weighed amount of pure solvent is there. So first two bulbs and next two bulbs, solvent bulbs and solution bulbs in the beginning, they have calculated the weight of that one. And after that, a weighed amount of calcium chloride is also taken the U tube. Okay, U tube at the end. This is present in the end U tube. So all these bulbs are kept at the same temperature and air is bubbled. Then what happens? It gets vaporized, and each bulbs there will be some vaporization takes place. So dry air which pass through solution, then what happens? It takes the amount of vapor which is proportional to the vapor pressure of the solution. So automatically what happens? This moist air passes through water. So moist air, the result we have noticed is moist air passed through water. So I am calling it a solvent. It takes further amount of water vapor which is proportional to the difference in the vapor pressure. So and also takes some amount of vapor which is proportional to the difference in the vapor pressure of pure solvent and solution. So pure solvent is P naught, solution is P. So it is proportional to this value. So what we have noticed from this one is it is evident that mass of solution here, whatever mass of solution is there, mass of solution which is directly proportional to the vapor pressure created in solution bulbs. And we can say loss in mass of solution. The same loss in mass of solvent also can be noticed. Mass of solvent can be noticed in the next two bulbs, solvent bulbs, which is proportional to the P naught minus P. So here what happened? The amount of the mass gained will be equals to, that means weight gained in U tube will be equals to total value of this one. So what is total value is this P naught minus P and P, total value is P naught. That is P naught minus P plus P. That is proportional to P naught. Okay. Now in this juncture, we can understand that P naught is the vapor pressure of pure solvent and P is the vapor pressure of solution. The tube's weight at the end of the experiment, what happens? The gain in the mass of tube, the gain in the mass of U tube is equal to loss in the weight of solution and solvent bulbs in turn proportional to the reactions. So in this process, what they have noticed is the loss in weight of solvent is what? Loss in weight of solvent is P naught minus P divided by P naught that is equals to gain in mass of solvent. So finally P naught minus P, now P naught minus P naught is equals to loss in weight of solvent, loss in weight of solvent divided by P naught is nothing but gain in weight of dehydrating agent. That is gain in weight of CaCl2 tube or U tube. Okay. So here what happens, by knowing the loss of mass of solvent and solution and gain the mass of U tube, again it is possible to find the lowering of vapor pressure, relative lowering of vapor pressure, which can be equated to Raoult's law formula to get the molar mass of non-volatile solute. Okay. So in this experiment, what we understand is there is a vapor pressure is developed, and the vapor pressure is developed is equal to the mass of U tube gain. So this will be the problem. This will be the mathematical expression to find the relative lowering of vapor pressure. Next, let us move to the next one. We will see an illustration here. It's a question, that is dry air was passed through a solution of 5 grams of a solute in 80 grams of solvent, that is water, and then passed through pure water then loss in weight of solution was 2.50 grams and that of pure solvent was 0.04 grams. Then calculate the molecular weight of solute. Calculate the molecular weight of solute. As with the previous experiment, what we have noticed is P naught minus P by P naught, that is equals to loss in mass of solvent, loss in mass of solvent divided by loss in weight of solution, or we can say gain in weight of dehydrating agent U2. So loss in this weight of loss in the weight of solvent is how much from the problem? 0.04. 0.04. Coming to the gain in the weight of U tube. Gain in the weight of U tube, that means loss weight of solution was 2.50. That is nothing but gain in weight of U tube. That is 2.50. Yeah, what they have noticed, that we are given here. Therefore, but we know that what is RLVP? You know that what is RLVP? RLVP mathematical expression, if you check it, RLVP P naught minus P by P naught is equals to WB by MB into WA by MA. So this is equals to 0.04 by 2.50. We know WB. What is WB? Weight of the solute. Weight of the solute in the problem given is 5 grams. Molecular weight of the solute is MB. We don't know, that is the main aim of the problem. And MA is the molar mass of water solvent, that is 18, divided by WA is weight of this solvent in the question given is 80 grams, is equals to 0.04 by 2.50. Now in this, upon simplification, the molecular weight of solute I got is 70. So 70 is the right answer for this question. So in this question, we have utilized this Ostwald-Walker process and combined that experiment with Raoult's law for dilute solutions, and we got the molecular weight of non-volatile solute. So the question, dry air was passed through a solution of 5 grams of solute in 80 grams of solvent water, then passed through pure water. Loss in weight of solution was 2.50 grams, and that of pure solvent was 0.04 grams. Then calculate the molecular weight of solutes. Complete explanation is this one. Okay, let us move to the next one. Now here we have next one more problem. Yeah, it's over. Now let us move to the next qualitative property, that is elevation of boiling point. Elevation of boiling point symbol delta TB. Okay, now here boiling point of a liquid, how we will first define, we will understand. Actually, boiling point of liquid, whatever boiling point is in any liquid, is nothing but is the temperature at which the vapor pressure equals to atmospheric pressure. Temperature at which vapor pressure equals to atmospheric pressure. That temperature is called as boiling point. When the atmospheric pressure is 1 atmosphere, then the boiling point is called as normal boiling point. You know, if it is 1 atmosphere, then that boiling point is called as normal boiling point. Okay, normal boiling point. The vapor pressure of liquid generally what happens? Decreases in this case in the non-volatile solute is dissolved in. The reason we all know that decrease in vapor pressure have heated to higher temperature, so that vapor pressure becomes equals to atmospheric pressure. So here for a solution is there, and the solution's vapor pressure decreases when it contains a non-volatile solute. Then after what will happens, we will increase the vapor pressure equals to atmospheric pressure. We will equals to atmospheric pressure in that case. That means what will happen that time, the temperature, that means vapor pressure we are increasing means definitely temperature increases. Therefore boiling point of solution obviously greater than boiling point of liquid, that means liquid solvent before adding solute. Before adding solute means boiling point of solution is greater than boiling point of solvent. That means whatever the boiling point is there, boiling point of the solution is greater than boiling point of solvent. Okay, so this is the meaning of this one. So this difference, if you calculate the difference, we will call it as delta TB, that is equals to TB S minus TB naught. So this is called as the boiling point elevation or elevation of boiling point. Elevation of boiling point. Hope you understand what is elevation of boiling point. Suppose if you have taken a graphical representation to understand this one, it is also easy to get the idea about what is this elevation of boiling point. On x-axis we have taken temperature, on y-axis we have taken vapor pressure, and the problem is nothing but and solutions temperature is increasing to make its vapor pressure equals to atmospheric pressure. Then at a particular point what will happen at a particular point, that means temperature, vapor pressure equals to 1 atmosphere. 1 atmosphere for the liquid solvent, then that we will call it as TB naught. Okay. But after some time, what happens once we added the solute, this atmosphere to reach the atmosphere pressure, vapor pressure to reach atmosphere pressure, we need to increase the temperature of the solution to make it equals to vapor pressure on atmosphere. So that is the point, we'll call it as the boiling point of solution. Okay. So pure solvent first we have taken. This is Roman 1, this is Roman 2, assume. So what is Roman 1 here? I am assuming is I'm assuming that I have taken only pure solvent to observe this graph, and Roman 2 curve I got, that is for a solution containing non-volatile solute. Okay. So this difference we have identified. That difference is called as elevation in boiling point. So what is boiling point elevation from this graph? The difference is delta TB only. Now what is boiling point elevation? Boiling point elevation, that is equals to TB minus TB naught. That is delta TB is equals to TB minus TB naught. Okay. And it is found that elevation of boiling point is nothing but a qualitative property which is directly proportional to number of moles of solute in a given amount of solvent. Therefore, but delta TB is a qualitative property directly proportional to the number of particles or number of moles of solute in a given amount. Amount means grams, kilograms of solvent. So that we will call it as molality. So delta B is proportional to small m, that is called as molality. In other words, we can write this is delta TB is equals to constant Kb into molality small m. So this is the mathematical expression for elevation of boiling point. Where what is small m here? I consider small m as molality, and Kb I will call it as elevation constant, molal elevation constant, or we can also call this is hygroscopic constant. Hygroscopic constant, which is nothing but delta TB only when the solution is 1 molal solution. Okay. Next. And not on this one, we can understand that elevation constant, molal elevation constant is there. This Kb I am telling, that is equals to delta TB by m. Temperature will be in kelvins. Temperature will be in kelvins, and molality in moles per kilograms. Moles per kilograms. So then, what is unit for this one is Kelvin kilogram per mole is the unit for this. units of this one. Okay, now, and this point I am discussing molar elevation constant according to thermodynamic relation from thermodynamic relationship. This Kb can also be obtained as Kb is equals to R into Tb square by 1000 into Lv. Where Lv is nothing but latent heat of vaporization, and Tb is the boiling point of solvent. So that is you can write Tb naught also. So where what is Tb naught? Tb naught is boiling point of that solvent, and as well as Lv, that is nothing but latent heat of evaporation or vaporization of solvent. That will be expressed usually in calories per gram only, and R is a molar constant. For particular water we can discuss, that is for water this Kb can be calculated as R value for the universal gas constant is 2 for this one calories value, and Tb for water is 373 Kelvin, 373 full square divided by 1000 into latent heat of vaporization for water, that is 540. Upon simplification for water we will get 0.515 or 512. You can write it. For water you can write 0.512. 515 got, so this is the value. Now the point is very clear that Kb value is important, and that value is constant for every solvent. Solvent to solvent this value is different, and that will be given in the examination to do the problems. So what is elevation of boiling point? Elevation of boiling point is the difference in the boiling point of solution and pure solvent. Now coming to the point, the boiling point of the solution definitely increases when a non-volatile solute is present in this one. Okay. Now we will see a problem on this one. That is calculate the or determine the boiling point of a solution in which 25.0 grams of urea, that is NH2 CO NH2, and 25.0 grams of thiourea thiourea, that is NH2 CsNH2 dissolved in 500 grams of chloroform. 500 grams of chloroform. That is CHCl3. Now the boiling point of pure chloroform, given as 61.2 degrees Celsius, and Kb value of chloroform is given as 3.63 Kelvin per molality. Okay, so this is the question they are given. In this question, they are given 2 points, that is, one is the urea 25 grams, another one is thiourea 25 grams. Then here what we have to find is, we have to find the total number of moles of urea and thiourea as the number of moles of the solution to find the answer. So first of all, we will take urea, that is NH2CO NH2, and that urea NH2CO NH2 weight, weight means number of moles, I can say number of moles, I will call it as N1, that is equals to weight of urea 25 by its molar mass is 60, that I got is 0.42 moles. In the same fashion, NH2CsNH2, that means thiourea case, I am telling. In thiourea case, I am assuming the number of moles is N2, number of moles is not N1, N2, that I got 25 by its molar mass is 76. This I got is 0.33. Now I can say the number of moles is equals to, total number of moles is equals to N1 plus N2, that is equals to 0.42 plus 0.33. The total I got is 0.75. This is the number of moles of the solutes present in the solution. Now I can find what is molality from this one. What is molality? Molality is equals to number of moles of solute, that is 0.75 by number of pure solvent mass of solvent chloroform is given 500. This is given in grams, so I multiplied this one with 1000. Finally, I got the molality value equals to 1.50 is the molality of this solution. So in this solution, this molality is directly proportional to delta TB, which is equals to delta TB is equals to Kb into molality, and in this delta TB, I can find the boiling point of solution as delta TB is TBS minus TB naught, that is equals to Kb value 3.63 into molality value 1.50. In this case, this product value I have got is 5.445. 5.455 I got. That is the degrees answer. and that TBS I have to find, because TBS is boiling point of solution we are taking. So boiling point of solution TBS is equals to TB naught plus 5.445 degrees Celsius. Okay, and this value TB naught value they are given in the probe question is 61.2 degrees Celsius. I am adding this one to 5.44 degrees Celsius. Finally, I got this is 66.645 degrees Celsius. So this is the answer for this question. So in this question, how we solved is, first we have found the number of moles of this solute, and because there are two solutes are there, both the solutes moles were calculated, and the total number of moles we have taken is the number of moles present in the solution. That is substituted in the molality formula. Taking the mass of solvent from the problem is 500 grams. We got molality is 1.50 molality. And this molality is substituted in the colligative property formula. Delta TB is equals to KB into M. And after that, we have substituted the values, TB naught value also. Finally, got the boiling point of solution is 66.645 degrees Celsius. So this is the answer for the question. Okay. Let us move to the next question. Calculate the boiling point of a 1 molar aqueous solution. Means in the question they are given density also, that is equals to 1.04 grams per ml of potassium chloride. They are giving it is potassium chloride. Then the Kb for water also given in this one is Kb for water is 0.52 kilogram per mole. And the question they are given atomic masses. Atomic masses of potassium is equals to 39. Chlorine is equals to 35.5. So this is the question given. For this, we have to find the boiling point of solution like the previous problem only. But we have to consider some of the points here. What is the volume of solution according to the general density calculations? That is 1000 ml. Okay. Because 1 molar aqueous solution they are telling. Okay. And I am finding what is mass of solution from it. So what is the mass of solution? Mass of solution, actually density is equals to mass by volume. Mass is equals to volume into density. So this volume into density, volume is 1000, density is 1.04, 1.04, and this mass of the solution I got is 1040 grams after this calculation. So here what we have noticed is the amount of solute in 1000 ml of solution given in the problem is 1 molar. The meaning of 1 molar is nothing but the 1 molar of potassium chloride is present in that 1000 ml of solution. Okay, molar means molarity. Therefore, what is the amount of solute in 1000 ml solution, that is equals to 1 mole, 1 mole KCl potassium chloride, that is equals to 74.5 grams. Okay, now we got 74.5 grams of potassium chloride means the 74.4 grams of potassium chloride must be subtracted from the solution mass to get the mass of solvent. Therefore, what is mass of solvent? Because why to find mass of solvent? That is there in the molality experiment. So mass of solvent is equals to 1040 minus 74.5, and this I got is 965.5 grams. So once I got the mass of solvent, I can find the molality. Now I can find the molality. Molality is equals to weight of solute or number of moles of solute. What is the number of moles of solute? 1 by the weight of solvent in grams is 965.5 into 1000. That I got is 1.0357. Now my aim of the problem is boiling point of solution. So what is boiling point of solution? TBS is equals to TB naught plus KB into molality. TB naught means the boiling point of the solvent. Here in this question, solvent is water. Water boiling point we know 100 degrees Celsius plus KB value they are given is 0.52. Molality value we got, that is 0.52. Yeah, molality value we got 1.057, 1.0357. And the most important thing here to be noticed is it is potassium chloride, so its I value is 2. So I have to multiply this one with I, its I value is 2. Otherwise, there will be an error will come, because 1/2 factorized will be introduced in this one. We'll be discussing about 1/2 factor later on, and that is 100 degrees Celsius plus this product is 1.0178 degrees Celsius, and total I got is 101.078 degrees Celsius I got. So this is the boiling point of a 1 molar aqueous solution of potassium chloride of KB value given and all these things. So stepwise we have solved this one. First step we have calculated the volume, we taken the volume. The second step we have calculated the molar mass of solution, mass of solution. After that we calculate the mass of solvent, and the mass of solvent is substituted in the molality experiment formula, and finally I got that actually this I is introduced only when the potassium chloride is said to be dissociated into K plus and Cl minus 2 ions. So particles number is increasing, colligative property affected. Okay, so this is the problem discussed on this elevation and boiling point. Next question is a very simple question. You can see that is y grams of a non-volatile organic substance of molar mass capital M is dissolved in 250 grams benzene. So you know that meaning is benzene is solvent. Molar elevation constant, nothing but ebullioscopic constant of benzene is Kb, and elevation in its boiling point is given by the options here. First option A, they are given capital M by Kb into capital Y. Second option 4 into Kb into capital Y by capital M. Third option Kb into capital Y by 4m. Fourth option Kb into capital Y by capital M. Okay. So this is the problem. The problem given 5 grams of non-volatile organic substance means solute of molar mass capital M is dissolved in 250 grams of benzene. Molar elevation constant of benzene is Kb, and elevation in its boiling point is given by, it's very clear, you know that what is delta TB experiment formula. Delta TB is equals to Kb into molality. If you expand the molality, that Kb into molality is the weight of solute. In the question, weight of solute, that is y grams given. We will substitute that one by molecular weight of solute into 1000 by the mass of solvent in grams. Mass of solvent in grams. So the elevation in boiling point definitely will be equals to Kb is Kb, remains the same only. The weight of solute in the question they have given is y grams divided by molecular weight of solute given is capital M into 1000 by mass of solvent in the question benzene is 250 given. So when 250 1000 4 times it get cancelled, then I will get 4 into Kb into Y by capital M. So this is equals to the second option, which is the right option for this question. Okay. Next one. Next we'll see. Next problem. When 10 grams of a non-volatile solute is dissolved in 100 grams of benzene, 100 grams of benzene, it rises boiling point by 1 degree Celsius. Then molar mass of solute is, in bracket they are given Kb for benzene, that is equals to 2.53 Kelvin per mole, molality. Okay, we have options are there. A, 223 grams, B, 233 grams, C, 243 grams, D, 253 grams. Let us see. When 10 grams of, this is 10 grams of a non-volatile solute is dissolved in 100 grams of benzene, it rises the boiling point by 1 degree Celsius. Then molar mass of solute is. So what is the rises of temperature? This thing is nothing but rises by 1 degree Celsius means the delta TB is 1, and weight of solute. What is weight of solute? That is 10, means number of moles I will calculate is 10 by molecular weight of solute. We don't know, that is X. And from the problem we know what is the weight of solvent or mass of solvent. Mass of solvent benzene is how much? 100 grams. And Kb value in the problem given is 2.53. So these all things if you substitute in the formula, delta TB is equals to Kb into number of moles into 1000 by the weight of solvent or mass of solvent. So here you want this X value. So if I substitute the values here, 1 is equals to Kb value is 2.53. That is 2.53 into N value is 10 by X into 1000 by weight of solvent is 100. Therefore, I got X is equals to, what is the value? Yeah, 100 into 2.53 is 253 grams. So 253 grams, option D is the right answer for this question. Okay, dear students, from this session, what you have learned is, you have learned about the colligative property, relative lowering of vapor pressure, experimental determination and its problem, mathematical problem, numerical. And after that, it is followed by the important colligative property we have discussed in this session is elevation of boiling point. Elevation of boiling point means how the boiling point is increased in the presence of a non-volatile solute in the solution. So in the solution, A non-volatile solute is playing an important role, and the solute particles or solute number of moles is directly proportional to the colligative property. So that was again proved in the case of elevation of boiling point. So mathematical expression for the elevation of boiling point and elevation, Molal elevation constant and ebuloscopic constant, its thermodynamic formula, as well as some of the standard elevation constants, means for water the value calculated, and similarly some of the elevation constant values they are produced, they are given in the problem using that kb values. We have calculated the boiling point of the solution. We have calculated the molar mass of the non-volatile solute, also using this elevation and boiling point. So elevation and boiling point is also one of the most important colligative property like that of the previous RLVP. This is also leading to the most important determination of molar masses which are not known to us in the solution. Okay. So this is the end of the session, and we will meet the next session with the next important colligative property with the numericals and important problems in the session. Okay. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.